issue of crisis.
Please welcome these antibiotics. I'm Kristen.
I'm good.
I'm Julian. Alex.
I'm Nigel. I'm Victoria.
We're doing antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic resistance is a very serious and real issue. In fact, a study was taken that shows, as you can see here, that antibiotic resistance is not just an issue in America, but it's an issue all over the world. In fact, in America alone, there's been 2 million cases where people have been infected with antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and 23,000 of those people have died from it. Now, this is, as you can see, it's like really bad, and as people become infected, it's just really bad stuff. So, one of people when they become infected with antibiotic-resistant bacteria, one of such bacteria is MRSA, and MRSA infects 250,000 people in America in 1 year alone, and 14,000 of those people die from it. This is really bad because this is like a large amount of people. 23,000 is the equivalent to 1/5 of the child population in a state in America. It's a really big number. And MRSA makes up 14,000 of those. Now, we have a solution to this problem, which is MRSA feeds off of iron in your blood, and our plan is to stop MRSA from feeding off that iron by blocking the receptors and keep that in. This allows for us to kill the MRSA bacteria without having to use antibiotics that MRSA can become resistant to.
Antibiotic is a really big problem, and some things are being done to take care of it as more a whole instead of like a specific disease. And in April of 2016, the CDC announced a national action plan to combat antibiotic resistance in bacteria. This plan was made in response to President Obama's executive order in late 2014. The main goals of this plan are to find the pathogens carrying the resistant bacteria, control them, and then wind up killing them. And the researchers that will start this action plan very soon will have new technologies and innovations like whole genome sequencing, metagenetics, and other stuff like that. And the CDC received $160 million to get everything started, get all the materials gathered, and to carry it out throughout the year and the next week. They have an additional $40 million for the 2017 budget to kind of keep the ball rolling and to get this problem eliminated as soon as possible.
Antibiotic resistance has been a problem since just a few years after antibiotics became a solution. Now, once again, infections are threatening the lives of patients around the world. Our group has decided to focus on MRSA, a very dangerous bacteria. MRSA is most commonly found on the skin and in the nose. It causes pneumonia as well as surgical wound infections as well as bloodstream infections. Each year, about 250,000 people die from are infected by MRSA. 14,000 people die. What if we could use an antagonist to take over for the struggling antibiotics? We plan to find out.
There are two main ways that we can go about trying to solve this issue of antibiotic resistance. We can either try to prevent it from happening again in the future by raising public awareness or other effective preventive measures, or we can try to kill the bacteria with an active solution. MRSA, like all other living organisms, needs its nutrients to live, and one significant nutrient that it needs is iron, which it obtains by binding hemoglobin to the ISDB and the ISDH receptors and injecting the heme iron into the ISDC receptor. There's also a third receptor on the surface of the cell, known as the ISDA receptor, which binds just to the free iron floating blood. So what do we want to do? How do we want to solve this problem? Well, we would like to create something called an antagonist or a blocker that would bind to all three of these receptors and stop the iron from binding to these sites. Eventually, the cell will not be able to obtain the iron that it needs to live, become iron deficient, and die. To begin our treatment plan, we would like to give the patient immunosuppressants to weaken the immune system just enough so that the patient's immune system does not reject or attack the antagonist. Next, we would inject the antagonist directly into the bloodstream and wait for the antagonist to bind to the ISDB, ISDH, and ISDH receptors. Once the cell begins to become iron deficient, it will secrete lactate and it will lower the pH of the blood, which will cause acidosis and release iron that you already have. This will result in iron deficiency also. We would like to give the patient pH neutralizers to ensure that the blood stays at a nice 7.4 pH. Throughout our studies, I've contacted several biologists and pharmaceutical engineers, and they all said the same thing. Our plan is the most feasible because it is both effective and efficient.
Because the entire production of our product is very time consuming and also very expensive, we decided just to focus on the initial production. So what we have is a 2-year budget plan, as seen up here in this graph with the percentages. $320,000 will go towards our 4 part-time research for 2 years. $50,000 will go towards lab rental. $20,000 will go towards not $20,000. I'm so sorry. $200,000 will go towards our actual development and research, and $2,500 will actually get us an article published in Scholastic Journal. And we're having it published there because we obviously cannot have an unfinished product put on the market. So we're having this article put in the journal so we can let scientists, doctors, teachers, just anybody in the scientific community know about the product that's being created by us. Now, our overall cost is $572,500. That's about $320,000 over our budget. So what we decided to do is focus on 3 grants. We're giving funds from Blue Ridge, of course, $250,000 to the percentages right here. And we're focused on 3 grants. One is the National Study for the History of Rare Disease Product. That's $400,000. Another one is a post-PhD grant. That's $20,000 I was talking about. And our R&D grant, which is $50,000. Now overall, with the grants and our Blue Ridge funding, we'll have $720,000. Now, when we take away the actual cost of our production in 2 years, we have $147,500 left over that will be used for future production, lab rental, just everything else that we would need to keep the ball rolling in this project. And that's the actual numbers if you wanted to take a look at that.
In conclusion, MRSA is a huge issue, one that stems off antibiotic resistance. We believe that the scientists we hire can find a cure for MRSA. These scientists will create an antagonist that will block the MRSA cells from receiving the iron which is essential to their survival. The administration of this antagonist, along with the medication to help regulate the body's pH level, could be the solution to MRSA. We believe that with the help of your grant, we will be able to solve the mystery of MRSA. Are there any questions?
So is your proposal of using the antagonist, has that been tested before with any other scientists or researchers, or is
There have been antagonists used for other diseases, but we are the first to try to use antagonists to stop the person.
So did you say that you can like treat it
Yes, we would have to give the patient immunosuppressants so it does not reject antagonists.
Besides the change in blood pH, I mean, there's certainly a lot of cells in our bodies where iron binds as well. Is there any issue with, besides just the change in pH from affecting the bacteria, that affecting our own body's ability to bind with iron?
Well, these three receptors, the ISDB, ISDH, and ISD receptors, they all are different, but they also show a certain level of similarities through something called the domain system. And although they will bind to the receptors, there is a chance that they bind to body cells. But since there are much less versus cells and body cells, we only find out through testing to see how much it
So like, usually the immune system, like, I mean, while they're infected with like a horrible, destructive, deadly bacteria, is that gonna like, I mean, will there have to be like a small window where like, you know, they're more at risk to being like killed by the virus, or not virus, by the bacteria before the virus start like coming in and helping?
We would try to match the immunosuppressants to as closely to the antagonist, so there is a small window, so there's not much space for it to be damaged.
What exactly is MRSA? Like, what's it?
MRSA is methicillin-resistant staphylococcus aureus. It's a staph infection that does not respond to antibiotics, and it causes skin sores and different things to the skin. The immune system.
How do you inject the antagonist into the body?
We would just use a syringe.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.